Good morning everybody, and welcome to my channel here at Bristo Photo. Today's video is going to be how I edit my photos into fine art images. I'll be using Lightroom and Photoshop to do that. Lightroom I tend to use for my cataloguing and my basic edits, and then Photoshop I go into slightly more advanced stuff like layering and masking and removing horizons and all that type of stuff. So the image from today was taken a few months back at Pinmill Shipwrecks, and had a really nice day down there, got lots of nice different compositions and all that. So what we'll do, we're going to go into Lightroom and we'll select an image from there, and we'll have a look at that. Okay, so we're now in the library part of Lightroom, and you can see all the images that were taken on the day at Pinmill. There are lots of nice compositions there. I've selected 3 red ones there just to show you. This one here is the classic that everybody normally photographs, which is a really nice shot there. I could do that one there, it wouldn't take me too long, but I want to do something slightly more challenging, so we're going to have a look at another one. I looked at a panorama, which I did. That was another one there. And again, that will probably clean up quite fast as well. As I say, there's plenty of water there to do things with at the end of the day. So I'm going to go for something a little bit harder. So I'm going to click onto the next one here, which is a nicer image anyway. It's a bit more tight on the composition. It's got the lovely 2 boats there, and then the 2 boats there, and it works really, really well. The only downside is this bit at the front, this bit here, this bit here, and this bit here, so it's a real challenge. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to go into the develop, so I'm going to press D. We're now in the develop module. So first things first, I'm just going to do my crop for 4K, which is going to be this one here. Kind of click onto there, onto the crop tool, make that 16:9, which is the 4K version. Click onto the angle, make sure I've got my horizontals correct, which are there. That's pretty much it done there. Let's bring this down so it's just above that area there. It's looking not too bad. And then I'm going to return that. So that's the crop done. Top to bottom on the exposure. So exposure wise is not a million miles off spot on there. Going to push the highlights down a little bit there. Push the contrast up to about 10. Shadow detail to drag the boats out there. So we're looking at some shadow detail around here. Pulling that up there a little bit more like so. A little bit of whites and a little bit of blacks for contrast. Again, if I click on the whites, you can see if I press the option key down, you can see by moving it, you can see if it's burned out too much. So the whites aren't too bad, push them up to there. Same again, hold the option key down for the blacks. Again, once again, you can see the blacks have got a little bit in there, so I'm going to push it to the right just to make sure it's all in there and there's nothing clipping. And we're going to go down to clarity, going to push that up to about 10, a little bit of texture to sharpen things in there. Dehaze doesn't really need anything because it's not a hazy day. So that's pretty much done, a little bit of vibrance. And then we're going to move down to the next one, which is going to be the sharpening. So again, back on the option key, press that button down there, move my masking across, so there you go. So all I've got is black and white, and it sharpens the white and not the black. That's pretty good to go there. Let's take my sharpening up to about 100, there you go, and then that's done the sharpening bit. And then finally, I'm just going to do the remove chromatic aberrations and enable profile corrections. And that's that done. And I think that's it done there. So before we go out of Lightroom, I'm going to do a couple of grads. So I'm going to click onto here just to put a couple of masks in there. Linear gradient first. Again, press the shift down, hold it down, and then bring that down to the bottom there. Going to go subtract minus subject, so it should just clear up a little bit around there, which it does. I'm going to move that across just a little bit there now. A bit of contrast, move a bit of black in there to pull a bit in, give it a little bit of clarity, and probably a bit of dehaze to pull that in there. That's good. Happy with that there. I don't want to go too far because I don't want to lose it against this mast. And then we'll do the same at the bottom. Linear gradient there. So same thing again, then we're going to come from the bottom there, hold the shift key down to make sure it's straight all the way up to about there. And again, we're going to go to the top, just darken it down with exposure, probably about there. Bit of contrast, a little bit of blacks again, just pull that in on the bottom part. A little bit of clarity. And a little bit softening the water by using the texture, blur the texture slightly, so make that less, and then a touch of dehaze, and I think that is it for there. Let me have a look at that there. So that's pretty much it, ready to go there now. So before I come out of there in Lightroom, I'd normally go to Photoshop, but I'm just going to try the remove tool, which is this one here. So I'm going to click onto there. And we're going to see if we can just remove this bit down here, see how it copes with this. This I'll do in Photoshop a lot faster. Let's see what it does with that one there. And it's done not too bad a job with that there. This is going to be a little bit of a tester for it, so we'll give that one there, see what it thinks of that one. And again, remove. It's not done too bad. So what we're going to do now, we're going to come out, we're going to go into Photoshop. So I'm going to press Command and E. And there you go, that's just popped into Photoshop now. It's come up as a big file, it's 217 megs there. So we're going to take it down to 4K. So we're going to make the image size down to 3840, which is for 4K, 3840 for YouTube. It'll make things work a bit faster. Take it up to 100%. And as I say, it's still in 16-bit. We'll change it over to mode. You can see the 16-bit there. We're going to change it to 8-bit at the very end. So I'll leave it there for now. So that's done too. So what we're going to do now, we're going to start taking things out and tidying things up as fast as possible. So let's have a quick look at this. So I'm going to go to this tool here, which is my spot healing brush, which is a really good tool, this one here. I'm going to go into, before I do anything else there, I'm just going to go into the layers. I'm going to click on the background, going to press one layer first, turn that one off, and then I'm going to press select subject, and that should hopefully pick up the boats. And it has done not too bad there, it's done a pretty good job there. Let me press Command and J, which is copy and paste. Let me have a look at it, see if it's got the boats. It's nearly got them all, that's not too bad. It's going to lose this little bit here, which I don't want, so I'm going to use my lasso tool, take it to 0, and just remove some of the bits that I don't want. I'm going to press Option, and then I can move this around in straight lines, and then get rid of that little bit. Happy to get rid of that. Let's have a look at this. I'm going to go in closer. Okay, and then we're going to go into there, click, hold, press my Option button again so I can do things in straight lines. Again, just come down, down, round the bottom there, up to the top there, straight lines again, up to there, and then bring that to there. Remove Apple, Command X. Same again here, just click onto there, press my Option to keep it in straight lines again. That's good. That will do, get rid of that. That's okay, happy with that. There's a little bit just here as well, so once again just going to click there, press the Option key down, come down to here, keep this in straight lines. There we go. I'll get rid of that little bit of trees there, and that looks alright. This needs to probably be sharpened because it's done a bad job in the selection there, so I'm going to press Option again. So I'm going to click onto there, just sharpen this up a little bit more now, and then take that up to there, and then it should look a bit better, which it does. So I'll come back out. So that's my boats all selected there, happy with them. Okay, and then back into this layer now, so turn that on there. So let's start looking at the spot healing brush. I'm going to click onto that there, spot healing. So first things first, let's get rid of this one here. That should be a fast job. Oh, didn't like that one, did it? There we go, that's better. Okay, and then let's come across into this one. And we're going to come across, down, get the shadows, don't forget the shadows, that's what you've got to get, and bring that to about there, and that should hopefully get that, which it does, so left a funny mark there, and again get that one there. Let's get rid of this bit of a green, not too bad. I'm going to go in closer, and we're going to go down to making the brush a bit smaller quickly, so again, it's going to come into here, pull up on this one, there we go. There we go. Let's hopefully we'll get that one there nicely. It has done very, very nice. There we go, that's looking good. Let's get this boat here, and this boat's here. Oh, Apple Z, don't like that one, try that. Oh, it's just testing me, innit? It's being a pain. Will that work? No. Sometimes they just don't want to play. That one's not too bad, and that one's not too bad. Let's have a look at that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use my patch tool here. Got a patch tool, so I'm going to come across here, and hopefully I can pull a lot of this stuff and get a nicer blend, softer blend there, and that's much nicer. There we go. Same again here, just pull this bit out here, pull that over to there, give me a softer blend. There we go. There we go, it's nicer. Let's try the patch tool on this one, this will be interesting. So take that over to there, see if that will blend that across to there. Look at that, brilliant. Come back out a little bit further, and we'll try again here. While we're on it, patch tool again, pull that over to there, and then it'll do that one there. It won't be a million miles off. Yuck, don't like that one. So I'll have to do that in bits again. So I think that's about there. Let's do this healing brush again, make it bigger. There we go. And there you go, that should get rid of that, which it has done very, very fast. And we're nearly there. We've nearly cleaned up everything that I need to clean up, really. Should probably go into there now. Oh, try the clone tool just to get rid of that. It's been a pain. Get in there. There we go. That's it. It's gone now. Done it. And again, clone tool. So again, the clone tool, I can click onto here and I can match the height and get the water at the right level. Same again, just going right across to there. Moving closer. Small. There we go. Okay, and again, see if it'll play a ball on this one. That'll do for that. I'll do for that, and that there as well. Shouldn't be too bad. Let's pull this into here. Apple Z. He's looking better now. This is working really well now. Okay, I think that's about it. This is all going on because I've got a layer in front of it. Okay, so let's have a look at that there now. So this is going to be the tricky one, isn't it? Trying to get rid of this. So let's go for a, let's have another go at this one. We'll do this as a healing one. So it'll have a go and we'll see what it thinks of it. So let's get rid of that bit there and see if it'll, that's not too bad. Got to get rid of this green anyway, that's got to go. There we go, it's not too bad. Get rid of that little bit and that little bit there. And then we'll try again on this bit here. See how it copes with this one. It is a tricky one, so this is where the work's required, isn't it, really? Look at that, that's pretty close to what I need, and then we'll do the same again. Hopefully we can get this one in the same area. We'll see what we can pull out of this one, see what this is going to do. God knows. Let's have a look at that now. That's not bad at all. And again, I'm going to take this up to here. Let's get rid of that bit. Get rid of that. And that bit there, and then get rid of that bit there. So it's made a bit of a messy affair, but we can probably mess around with some patch tools and that now. So there we go. So that's as much as that's going to go. I'm just going to check the copy on the back one. That's okay. Let's go into there. So we're going to clone tool this bit here to get rid of this. So click on the clone tool, come down to here, make it smaller, click onto there, and then get rid of that. Obviously that's now the back layer, so again just click onto that, use that bit there, and there, that's it. And that's the background layer. Use my rubber tool quickly, eraser, where's that, there it is, eraser. I'm just going to get rid of that bit, that'll do. And then back onto the main layer, turn the background layer off. Let's find this, back into my clone tool, that one. And again, just pull a little bit of detail back into these areas here, get rid of that bit there, that's good. I'll try and build on this little bit. I'm going to try and carry this shadow down a little bit further where it should be really. Move this across to here. I think it's not too bad there, that's looking too bad. Again, I'm just going to sort a lot of multitude of these things with a patch tool. I don't like the shadow here, so I'm going to get rid of that. Let's go into patch tool now again. Where are you hiding? There it is. Right, let's get rid of this bit here first. Let's come down to there, pick that up to there, take that to there, move it across, and that's a treat. And move this one here, and again, that's nice. And let's try this little bit here. Again, that's nice. Let's come down to here. Say, well, we'll go try that bit there. It might work a bit better. That's too much on there. I need to take that out of there. Move that over to there. I'll move it over there. That's better. And then a little bit here. And then the same thing. I don't know if this will work. Let's have a look at this. So same thing again. Can we do a patch on that? We don't want to do a patch on that. No. We can do a patch on this bit here. That's better. There you go. That's nice. That's really cleaned a lot of things up. Right. I think that's about us done there. It's going to get rid of these little bits here. Then I'm going to have to create some new shadows. Okay. There you go. That's good. Just this last little bit here, just make it a bit darker. Right, that's not looking too bad. Okay, down the bottom we've got the same problem again, so come back a bit lower. Let's just do the patch tool on that one quickly. And that should just hopefully go across to here. Let's just blur this one a little bit, but it's not too bad. Let's pick this bit up here, make it a bit darker. That's better, there we go. We'll be losing some of that in a second. So again, this is another little thing that I do. I blend. So I'm going to go like this. Push, go for about there. There we go. And then I'm going to press Command J, Command T, and then press Shift, and then drag it right through to the other side. There we go. Probably pull this back this way a little bit there and blend it back. That's not looking too bad there. Make a mask. Return that. Make a mask, press the gradient tool, and then we're going to just pull this back out again from about there, press the shift key, drag it down to about there, and you get a nice blend there. That's lovely. While I'm on that, I'm just going to rub this little bit on the end off, get my rubber tool, eraser, there it is there. Make sure this is on the right layer, and make it big and soft. This one here, and just take it out gently there. A little bit smaller, get rid of that. Apple Z again, just a touch. That's not too bad. Let me blend those two together and I'll have another go with the patch tool, and then that will do that. Okay, merge those two, and then get my patch tool, which is going to be down here. And let me try just doing this little bit down there. That's better. Not too much. Apple Z. There we go. Let's come down a little bit lower. There we go. It's nicer. And then take it down to there now. That's better. I'm quite happy with that one there now. And I just need to merge that a little bit. So I'm going to use my clone tool a bit higher and just do it a little bit at a time. Take it down to about 20% and then just blend these two together gently. There we go. It's nicer. Okay, so that's that done. Right, what we're going to do now, we're going to make this a bit darker down here. So click onto there, give it a feather of about 50. My goodness. Right, let's try again. There we go. Come down here to 50, lock it onto there quickly. Let's have a look at that. Press Command J, sorry, and then Command L for levels. Going to bring it down this way. That's good. And then bring it down again. That's more better. There we go, that's better. Let's bring that down nicely. Okay, and I think that's not looking too bad. Blend those two together quickly. Blend those two together to merge. There we go, that's good. Right, let's get the sky sorted. So I'm going to go into the sky, Go put it just above the tree line there. Okay, I got the sky, I'm going to press Command and J. That will copy that area there. Let me turn off the layer below. Let me see what I've got to get rid of quickly. Healing brush again. Just get rid of this. And we'll get rid of this one. Good. And then a little bit bigger on the healing brush. And we're going to go up here. Get rid of this bit. Down, and I'm going to cross here. Well, that's lovely. Come on, nearly there. It's all very time consuming, guys. I'm sorry about this, but this is what we do. There we go. That's looking good, and that's that one done there now. So while we've got the healing brush, I'm going to try and extend the sky just a little bit with a healing brush. So I can make it a little bit bigger. I'm just going to go across from here, across to here, and just do that a couple of times. There's one, and then again, same thing again, just pull that across to there, and hopefully that will do the job. That will do. Let me stretch that a little bit now, so I'm going to get the marquee tool, take the bottom bit, lift it a little bit higher, press Command J, Command T, and then we're going to drag that, press Shift, drag that down to about there. Okay, I'm going to press the background behind it so I can see how far it's gone down. Hold those two together, merge them, and then just going to have a quick look on the opacity. Could do with going down just a little bit more, so let's just do a little bit more. So again, I'm going to take it down to about here this time. Go to full opacity. Okay, so Command J, which copies it, Command T, I'm going to stretch it just a little bit more down there, probably press my Shift just to bring it down there, that will do nicely there. I think what I'll do is I'm going to do a little darken on that one there, so I'm going to merge those now quickly. That's it, and then I'm going to go into Command, Shift and A. And I'm just going to darken the bottom bit of this bit here, just a little bit darker. So let's quickly do that as a linear grad. So click onto there. We're not talking a lot, we're only talking about 10-15%. Move that to about there. And that will do. Go OK. And then I'm going to make that overall layer lighter now, so I can see what's going on. And then we're just going to go from there to there. So let's zoom in. I'll take you to where I'm going to do it. Go on to gradient tool, click onto there, up to there, just short of that. There you go, that's what to treat. Take that to 100% and then bring the top part in. Bring it down in size, and you can see it's worked there. It's worked really nicely there. So again, I'm going to use my eraser tool, which is going to be here somewhere. Got it, and then same thing again, 100% on that, and then just remove this little bit around the sides. There we go, and again just on the edge there. I think that's that done. I don't think it went down this far, so that's looking really nice there. Come back out, and that's looking really good there now. So a little bit of overall vignette now required. So I think what I need to do now, I need to darken the top and the bottom now. So we're now going to go to Shift, Command and A into Camera Raw. And again, I'm just going to use my linear gradient, bring that in from the bottom. Quickly, hurry up. That's good. Darken it down a bit more with the blacks. Better. Same again from the top. Not too much, just enough to get it going really, that'll do. And I think that's not bad at all. Texture and go OK. That's not looking too bad at all there now. Now what I want to do, I want to expand it. This is a nice size. I've got a little bit of a thing going here which I'm just catching my eye. I need to darken that down a little bit. So I'm going to get my darken tool, which is this one here, shadow detail 15%. Let's just bring that in a little bit. That's better. Let's have a look at that there now. It's not too bad. Into the shadows, bring a little bit of detail into here. And a little bit down there. That'll do for that. And a little bit on the boats. Stick it onto the boats there, just bring that little bit of detail in there. Nice light on the boats there, looking great. Right, let's have a look at that there now. So I think that's not looking too bad there. I think what we're going to do is going to, this bit's winding me up a little bit here, so I'm just going to do a little copy here. So let's come to this bit, Command and J. There we go. Then press Command and T, and then go the opposite way. I'm going to move that over here just to blend this in a little bit softer now, so you get a nicer, that's looking a bit better there, like that there, that's good. Quite happy with that as it is there now. Go OK, and then I can remove with a eraser tool bits that I don't like. That's not too bad, leave that alone there now. Flatten those two bits there, merge them. Okay, so I think what we're going to do now, we're going to do the black and white and the colour bit, but I think the boats may need to be lifted up a little bit more. So again, I'm going to enhance the boats just a little bit, turn that one off, and then let's come into there. Let's pull up the shadow detail in the boats. It's not too bad, a little bit of contrast, a little bit of clarity, just to punch those boats up a little bit more now, that's good. Let's do a couple of bits here where I'm going to use these tools where radial gradient just to pull a little bit of detail into there. That's nice. Again, shadow detail, lift that up. And again, clarity. That's looking nicer there now. And a little bit around this bottom bit. This will make a big difference on the boat. It'll certainly catch your eye. Just lift that up a touch. Contrast, shadow. There we go. And then the last bit was going to be this one here. Pull this bit here again. That'll do. And again, just exposure up a touch a little bit there. A bit of contrast, a little bit of shadow, a bit of clarity, a bit of shadow out there. There you go. Okay. That's made them pop a little bit more now. So turn them on and turn them off. There you go, you can see them kicking in there now, that's nice. That looks a lot better there now, that's lovely. Okay. So, I've put that in the bin, I don't need that one I don't think, because it's not doing nothing. I will copy that one. We're now going to do a black and white with this one now. So these two need to be merged. Okay, and then we need to go into black and white strong. It's looking quite nice there. Into this bit here, we'll click onto this bit, it will give you properties. Bring the cyan up a bit, bring the blacks in a bit more, that's looking good. The top cover I'm going to bring down to about 30. So there's just enough of a hint in there. Okay, back to adjustments again, we're on strong. I was doing them, wasn't that? So I've done those bits. Let's lift the boats up a little bit with the yellow. The yellow tends to do that one there. And that is not bad at all. So I'm going to go with that. Let's have a quick look at that. Go a bit higher. And that's looking really nice there. Excellent. Let's flatten that quickly. I think that's me done. I'm happy with that one there now. I'm going to flatten that quickly. Then we're going to finish it off. I'm going to press Command L. Go OK. Command L. Just bring that in a little bit more like so. Bring that back a touch there like that. Go back into Camera Raw, where we're going to do the overall. Let's have a look at that. So first things first, I'm just going to do the bit in the middle. Just going to bring the highlights in there. Just a little bit of highlight detail back. There you go, that'll do for that bit there, that's nice. And then I need to do an overall one now. This time I'm going to take it so it's going to go this way. I'm going to go under, invert it. There we go, and I'm going to go darker. That's not too bad. Contrast, a bit more clarity, a bit more grunge, dehaze. That's okay. Go okay on that. And that's not looking too bad. Now, I'd like to make this a bit more in the corner, so I'm going to do a little cheeky one here. I'm going to literally move the crop tool. I'm going to move it over to there. Give me a little bit of space on the left-hand side, a bit of neutral space, a bit of a space for the thing to breathe in. Put this onto Content Aware Fill. Press Return. Should do the rest for you. And it has done lovely there. And then once again, I think that is it. That looks really, really nice there now. So again, let's take it to Mode, 8-bit, and File, Save As. B and W, and then stills to the desktop, and then put it onto JPEG. There we go. Cancel to desktop. There we go. Press F, make it a bit bigger. That looks really nice, doesn't it? And there you go. So that's it, guys. That's another blast round there. Hopefully you picked up a few little tips and tricks along the way there. So there's lots of little things that I was doing there to achieve the aim and get a really nice fine art image there. So yeah, so if you like what you see, please feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.